Barton FM, following Barton Town. Sport on Barton FM is sponsored by Easy Buy.
Welcome to Swans Talk with me, Richard Watts.
I'm joined by Barton Town's media manager, Irwin, and we're looking at the playing squad so far this season. So can you run through the players from last season who are staying on for this season?
Yeah, so thankfully this season we've maintained, a vast majority of the squad. We've only lost a couple. So obviously sustaining goal will be Ryan Musselwhite. We've got Josh Lacey, Scott Matthews, Tom Davey, Nathan Hottie, Fraser Papperell, for defensive options. Then we've got Will Wardby, Craig King, Henry Cook, Harrison Coley, Henry Parr, and Tom Wardby for our midfield. And then Kean and Sam Cable have stayed on as well for the attack.
And who's gone from last season's squad?
So we've lost Grant Tate. He's gone to Bev Town, as has Ben Hinchliffe, which is a big one. Long-serving player. He's gone to Bev Town as well as one of our assistant coaches, Tom Nicholson, again to Bev Town. They've took a few offers.
Certainly a surprise about Hinchliffe taking a step down, that's for sure.
Well, I put two and two together. I saw Dave Ricardo tweet something saying a player I'd never dream I'd work with again is coming to us this season. So I texted Nathan and said, am I being a conspiracy theorist, or is this the player that's gone? And he said, no, it's Ben who's gone. Dave actually did bring Ben to Barton in the first place, so
right.
He's took him to Bev Town, but good luck to all the players that have gone. They'll smash it at that level and put Bev where Bev wants to be, I reckon.
And who's come in so far this season?
So we've brought in Jack Cross from Bottisford, is where I was last year. He's a winger, but he can be deployed elsewhere, midfield. I'm pretty sure he's played up front for Bottisford as well. Clark Greaves, who was Staveley's player of the season last season. He's a fullback, big, strong unit, looks the part. He'll work with Josh Lacey well on that side. And then the technically hard new signings, we've brought Matty Clayton and Katie Phillips in full-time from the reserve squad.
It's good to see them making the change. They did very well last season when they got the opportunity.
Well, that's the thing, innit? You want to create a pathway, and you've got to show the reserve lads that there is a carrot there to be taken, and you get your reward for it if you work hard enough.
Yeah. And just from the interview you had with Nathan Jarman the other week, I got the impression that maybe Danny North's going to play even more this season.
Well, yeah, I didn't even put Northie on my piece of paper, but yeah, he looks fit, to be fair. When you got to factor in his age and that, but I mean he's top scorer pre-season, so read into that what you will.
Yeah, did well last season as well in the few games that he played.
I think I called him Evergreen on Twitter. So.
And played just about every position almost, goalkeeper including.
Well, super sub, isn't he? If we need him.
And you're going to tell us about a new signing?
Yeah, like I said, we've brought a new player. He's been playing, so as of right now, he's a trialist. So, but he's a big player. I'm happy. He looks good, and I think he'll bring us an extra edge this season. So his name is Danny Chapman. So he's a centre mid, but he's a big, strong centre mid. He'll work well with Kingy or Henry Cook, whoever's in the middle with him. He can get among the goals, which is always handy. He was described as a midfield general online on Twitter when I was doing my research. And ex-clubs include Billingham, Sinfonia, Thornaby and Crooktown, which you'll all notice are North East clubs because he's moved down here from Middlesbrough. So, right, he's got experience of the Northern Leagues, which we all know is full of big, physical players. So he'll bring us a real edge, I think, to the midfield.
Yeah, it should be a really good acquisition by the sound of it.
I asked Nathan for a quote and he said, he brings experience and another older head around the group. He's neat and tidy works hard, and offers a lot going forward too. So, perfect kind of player for us, really, for me.
And are more signings expected before the start of the season?
I think there's a couple more. Obviously, I can't speak for Nathan, but I think he's got some irons in the fire, and he's trying to bring a couple more players in. I mean, it's already quite a sizable squad. I think there's 20, 21 players. So I think we've got squad depth, which I think, if I'm honest, we lacked a bit last season sometimes. But
yeah,
I think this season, the big thing for me is that it's a settled squad. We've only lost 3. If you count Tom Nick as like a player, we've only lost 3. We've kept the bulk of it, which at this level I think is important, that you keep your like a nucleus of the squad together.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, does it?
Well, the thing is with Barton is a lot of the times we've chopped and changed. When my first season here, we had a good team, and then Dave kind of ripped his squad up. He kept a couple of players, but he's ripped it up. And then we had COVID, which obviously don't help. And then Nathan's come in, and to be fair, most of the players he brings in, he only loses because he has to. Like Jamie Goddard, Josh Baker, they've only gone because where they've moved to and all that. So, I think I'm happy with the squad we've got. A couple more additions, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, that sounds good. And just to recap on the opening game, so we've got a trip away, haven't we? First game of the season.
Yep, we're off to Rossington, newly promoted, unknown quantity.
And then home on the Tuesday too. Is it Thackley?
Yeah,
and then
again, really good team, so that'll be another good game.
Yeah. And then FA Cup, was that they're both FA Cup and FA Vars are both home ties, aren't they? Was an FA Cup that was is that Grimsby Borough?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then if we win that, we get Winterton or Melton. So that's at home as well. So 2 tasty potential Lincolnshire ties. So
that's good. And who's the FA Vars?
It's against Stockport Georgians.
Right. So they're presumably Northwest counties, are they?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fixtures are coming out Saturday, not tomorrow, as we're recording it at 6:00.
Right.
And that's your full list. So, soon we'll find out where we're going at Christmas, what the last game's going to be, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. And as usual, we'll have all commentaries on all games, home and away, on Barton FM as we did last season, which is great to be able to do.
For the latest Barton Town news and information, visit the club's website at www.bartontownfc.co.uk.
That's it for this edition of Swans Talk. Thanks for listening.